He had come for the 11-year-old daughter. He entered her room and forced himself upon the poor child for 2 hours. And
dear God.
You fuck. Fuck it though, bro. It's your life.
Wake up, filthy.
what I'm about to share is incredibly distressing. This man is possibly one of the most twisted people I have covered, and it will more than likely fill your veins with boiling blood. Before I start, I just want to say a big thank you to the sponsor of this video. As some of you may know, that floods and I said earlier in a suburb called Lower Plenty on the 22nd of August 1987. During the 80s, Melbourne was considered a very safe place to live and a great place to raise children due to the low crime rates. And the suburb of Lower Plenty in particular was known to be one of the safest suburbs. But approximately 4 AM that night, things would soon change. Whilst the family slept, a man masked in a black balaclava began to remove a pane of glass from the window downstairs.
So like some Cardi will wear. Level Cardi.
And he managed to get inside the house.
Oh shit.
He made his way up the stairs, and in his hands was a knife and a gun. He entered the parents' room and woke them up. He told them to stay calm, and that he was only there because he wanted money and some items from the house.
Okay. So
he said that if they complied, nobody would get hurt.
Okay, just
so they rolled on their stomachs, and he bound their hands and feet and gagged them. He then dragged them into the wardrobe and locked them inside.
Okay.
But this man had lied. He had not come for the money or the possessions.
What did he come for?
Their small 6-year-old son had
Fuck. God damn, bro! Just take the money!
Woken up after hearing some commotion, and he went to investigate.
Take the money!
And there, the child saw the masked man. He grabbed the boy, blindfolded him and gagged him, and then tied him to his own bed. The masked man had come for a very particular reason. He had been watching the family for some time, and had planned to break into this specific house. He had come for the 11-year-old daughter. He entered her room and forced himself upon the poor child for 2 hours. And
dear God.
You fuck.
when he was done, he cooked himself a meal in the victim's kitchen.
This nigga's a demon, bro.
Just imagine being tied up with an armed masked man in the house, unable to help or save your children from this disturbing crime. As the intruder made his way through the house, he took a couple of vinyl records, and weirdly enough, a blue coat. The family chose to remain anonymous. The investigation was soon underway, but the police struggled to find any suspects. The attack seemed calculated. Whoever had done this had no connection to the family at all. And the police realized that they were dealing with someone who seemed to know what they were doing. He left behind not a single clue or a trace of evidence, and his calmness during the whole crime being committed left police worried that he would be confident enough to do this again.
He didn't. He ain't do it again.
Media would soon dub this man Mr. Cruel. The 11-year-old daughter remembered that the attacker had used a phone to threaten another family. Mr. Cruel made threats to this person on the other line, saying that his children would be next. But when the police reviewed the family's phone records, they found that no call had ever been made during that time. The police were desperately searching for this man, concerned that he would for sure strike again. But for the next year, Mr. Cruel seemed to go quiet, which was much relief to the investigators.
That's scary as hell.
But that would soon end. Mr. Cruel had already planned his next victim. December the 27th, 1988. Another family would soon fall prey to this man. He chose another quiet suburb in Melbourne. At approximately 5:45 that night, a man named John Wills was fast asleep, when suddenly he felt something cold press against his head. and a voice telling him not to be a hero. Mr. Qerello was wearing his signature mask and had managed to break into the family home. That something cold that John felt pressed against his head was of course a gun. Mr. Qerello stuck with what worked the last time. He bound and gagged the parents and told them that he was only there for the money. He then went through the house and cut the home phone lines, and when he was done doing that, he made his way to the bedroom where the family's children slept. Inside was 5-year-old Annette, 8-year-old twins Robin and Linda, and 10-year-old Sharon. It was Sharon who he had come for, and he even knew her by name, which he more than likely knew because the family was in the newspaper only recently after they suffered a house fire. It would only take the parents 15 minutes to break free from the restraints, and when they finally did, they ran to their children's room, only to be met with a gut-wrenching realization that this man had taken Sharon, their eldest daughter. John ran to call the police, but of course the phone lines had been cut.
Damn.
So he quickly ran to the neighbour's property and desperately rapped on the door until they opened. The police, along with the neighbourhood, searched for the little girl, but she was nowhere to be seen. The family spent 18
Right. I can't even talk about this. I can't even give my thoughts on it. This shit.
grueling hours in a frantic state, faced with the very possible realization that they may never see their daughter ever again. A woman was walking by the Baywater High School when she noticed what seemed to be a person wrapped in green plastic bags. She went over to investigate, and the person dressed in these bags was Sharon. Thankfully, she was still alive, but she had suffered the same fate as the previous girl, but she seemed to be in good spirits despite the traumatizing experience that she had endured.
That's sad as shit.
Sharon
bro.
was
What
quickly
the
reunited
fuck?
with her parents, and she was questioned by the police in hopes that she would give some clues that could help find this man. But what she told them was very strange to say the least. Sharon was blindfolded the entire time, so she wasn't able to give a physical description of Mr. Qerello, but she told the investigators that he came across as rather gentle and kind, and that he spoke softly. This left the police a little confused. She went on to say that he had made her a Vegemite sandwich and gave her some lemonade to drink. And just before he released her, Mr. Qerello had given her a bath and washed her. He had also clipped her fingernails and toenails and brushed her hair and teeth. This was more than likely done to remove any DNA evidence that she might have had under her nails or on her body. What is also upsetting about this is the aftermath. Mr. Qerello instilled a great deal of fear within the Wills family. The parents refused to leave their children's side at night, and they all slept in the same rooms together for months after this taking place. A generous member of the public gifted them with a large dog to help them feel more safe and to alert them of any intruders.
Oh shit.
John was really hit by this happening, and he beat himself up for a long time after, reliving the night in his mind, wishing he could have done more to save his child from harm. But unfortunately again, the investigation went nowhere.
Yeah, bro. Hell no. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hell no. I can't do that again.
Alright, I'ma fuck with you.
Alright, bro.